Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Beauty in the Wild. I'm Janae, and today we're going to be talking about some important information about what you should keep in your car in case of an emergency or in case you get stranded. There were some folks that experienced that actually in Virginia a couple weeks ago, where they were stranded on a highway for over 24 hours because of the road conditions and accidents. And honestly, it made me realize that I was not prepared enough for that type of situation. So I thought I would share this information with you all so you can be prepared as well. So what we're going to talk about first is stuff for your car, like service type of things, just to keep your car going in case of a breakdown or something. So you always should keep in your car a gallon jug of coolant. I recommend getting pre-diluted, that way you don't have to waste any of your drinking water on your engine. Make sure you get the correct one for your car. Also keep at least a quart of oil in your car as well. Sometimes your oil cap will tell you what weight you need to have, or you can refer to your owner's manual. And these two things you should actually be checking weekly on your car to make sure everything is good and you're not leaking anything. Also, you would want to have a set of jumper cables. I also like to keep just like a big trash bag. If you need to, you can like cut a hole in the top and use it as a poncho. You can use it to put wet things inside and keep your car dry. It can be used, to lay out flat and as a mat or something like that. So there's that. I also have a tarp. I just got this cheap one at Walmart. It was like $4. You can use that in case you have a window that cracks. For instance, a couple winters ago, Jason and I were in a meeting and we came outside and it was so cold and there had been so much ice on our car that we literally had a hole the size of a baseball in the back window. So having a tarp and maybe some duct tape too, or a bungee, would help you be able to keep that on to cover up an opening if your window breaks out. Or you can also use it to lay out on the ground in case you need to get underneath your car. That way you're not laying on the ice or the cold ground. Also, always keep a flashlight. If you have an emergency come up at night, it's always good to be able to see. And then I have also a tire plug kit. Now this does take a little bit of learning how to use this, but a lot of times flats are caused by like a nail or something in your tire. And if you have one of these, you can just fix it yourself right there on the side of the road. And then you can drive to the nearest gas station and fill your air up all the way with air. I also have another light source. This is just like a battery powered light, and it does have a thing you can hang it up in your car if you get stuck there for a while, just for lighting at night. This one also does have a strobe feature, which would be good in like blizzardy type conditions. You could even put this like up on top of your car to keep people alert to you being there. Always want to keep a first aid kit in your car. You never know what could happen. If you get into an accident and you have some injuries, it's always good to have this. And we have 4 kids, so there is always somebody getting hurt doing something, whether it's at the park or whatever. So I always keep that in my car. And in the wintertime, you also want to keep hand warmers. And I actually just bought these. These are flares, emergency flares. And these are actually pretty inexpensive. I think they were like around $8. Always keep an extra charger for your phone in the car. That way you make sure you have enough battery to call for help. And just a pocket knife is a good idea as well. And I also recommend that you keep a supply of medication in your car as well. You know, some people take medications that are life-saving for them, or if they don't have them every day, they could be a serious detriment to their health. So if you take medications, I do recommend you keep at least a couple of days worth of medications in your car. You could also put in here like some ibuprofen or Tylenol. And then I'm actually sticking a pack of playing cards in mine, just because, you know, if you're stranded for a while, it's going to help keep your mind occupied, keep your kids occupied. So that's just for fun. Even a crossword or magazines or books or something like that would work too. And then I also always like to keep some extra gloves, maybe a hat and scarf, maybe even an extra pair of socks in case your socks get wet. And then I also like to keep some snacks in the car. Now, I know that your kids are probably going to say, "Oh, I'm really hungry, Mom. Can we have one of these snacks?" But I recommend just trying not to open them, trying not to get into them unless you're really desperate. Because then, you know, like once you open a bag of beef jerky, you're going to have to eat it within a short amount of time before it starts getting stale. So if you do have to get into your snacks that are like resealable, I do recommend going ahead and bringing them in to eat them, and then you can get a new one for your car that's unopened. So I just have like things that are not going to spoil quickly or not going to be frozen, melt in the summer. So I don't recommend chocolate, but like beef jerky, got some, these do have chocolate, but not a lot. So some protein bars, some like Chex Mix type of stuff or a trail mix. And then I am throwing in my Survivor tabs like I told you guys I would. And then I just threw in some drink powder mix for water bottles, just to kind of spice things up because, you know, you do get sick of drinking water after a period of time. And then I also have a sleeping bag, an extra blanket. I actually have a couple more blankets in my car. Since there's a lot of us, I like to keep several. And then to keep it all together and keep it kind of organized in your car, you can buy these bins. This is just like a cloth fabric type bin. I got mine at Dollar Tree, which I was kind of surprised they had them, but I just got 2 of these and they actually hold quite a bit. And if you have blankets in your car, you could also just like throw them in a trash bag just to keep them cleaner and kind of all together. And in my car, I have like a cubby underneath the floorboard where I can stash some of this stuff too, like the sleeping bag and the blankets I could throw under there. So once you get everything all put into here, you find a place in your car, probably your trunk, where it's going to be out of the way. So one other thing is in my glove box, I do keep a small toolkit. It's just got like screwdriver, a few sockets, things like that. And one last thing is you also want to check weekly when you're checking your oil and your antifreeze. Also check your tire pressure. I know a lot of newer cars have a little symbol that comes up on your dash that tells you when your tire pressure is getting low, but it's just good practice to check it once a week. So I think that's about it, guys. I'm sure that you all are going to have some great suggestions, as you have on my other videos, of other things you can add. And of course, all of these things can be tailored to your needs. If you travel with dogs, you could always bring a bag of dog food with you, maybe a collapsible bowl for them to have water. I hope this helps you out. I hope you guys give thought to seriously having some of this stuff on hand in your car, because I'm telling you, it's going to be a lifesaver if you ever have an emergency. And it's always better to be prepared. So if you guys liked this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notifications so you guys know when I post new videos. I'm going to try to keep giving you guys a new video every week. And like I said, if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to comment below and let me know what you'd like me to talk about next, or If you have any suggestions on things that other people may benefit from, let me know. And I appreciate you guys watching. Take care. Thanks.